So if you win your conference in the regular season, you are SEC champion. Okay. So 1 and 2 automatically make the playoffs. Now, and like I said, you'll have play-in Saturday. So what that would mean is 3 and 4 would play in Saturday. The winner of that gets an automatic bid, and that will go for the SEC and the Big Ten, because I put those conferences a little bit above the other ones. Okay, that's how I feel. So ACC, Big 12, your regular season champion will get a bye. So you'll definitely get one in. Okay. All right. So that same Saturday where we have the play in, your 2 and 3 will play. The winner of that gets to go into the playoffs. Okay. So I'm sure you're asking, well, what if you have two teams that are undefeated and they didn't play each other, obviously? So they're both 9-0. I don't know. Let's say Ohio State and Indiana this year. So this is where Indiana is going to get docked for that putrid non-conference schedule they've had the past 2 years. That will go on strength of schedule, and that will force teams like Indiana to actually play somebody with a pulse in the regular season. You won't necessarily win your conference for having a bad out-of-conference schedule, because the past 2 years they played Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, FIU, Western Illinois, and Charlotte. Play somebody with a pulse, and then your strength of schedule determines, if two teams are tied that they haven't played. Okay, so after that, once you have those teams in, then you can go to like an at-large, and that can be voted on by a committee like we have now. Get rid of the AP poll; it's worthless. I don't want sports writers determining who goes in this playoff. It's a waste. I want a committee of former. I don't even want current college. I don't want anybody currently in administration. I don't want the AD of Florida, anybody like that. I want people who are not in the sport but have been in the sport, if that makes sense. And that way you can have 16 teams. Nobody gets a bye. You have you have 8 games in the first round that are on campus, which I think would be absolutely awesome for the sport, because that's most electric when you get on campus. All right, so let's start with the boss. Anything make it do different?
No, I'm 100% with that. I think that would be great. But at the end of the day, with me, I mean, I'm simple. I'm easy, man. So, I'm just against these championship games anymore. I mean, they lie to you. They say they don't matter. They say the loss doesn't matter, which is a lie. It's not true. We've seen it. Bo had a great take the other night. What happened to Georgia in 23? I reiterate that. That's exactly what happens. You get to these conference championship games, and it hurts. That loss hurts, and there's no way you can't sit there and say that loss won't count or won't hurt you. Yes, it does. We've all got minimal losses this far into the season. You don't want your team taking that chance, taking that risk. So no, I mean, I like your proposal. I hope somebody's watching that maybe can take it back and talk about it with somebody that matters. But man, get rid of these championship games. They don't matter. We're going after the natty. I could care less about the SEC title. It's not the way it used to be. We used to value those. I don't anymore. I'd rather have the natty. If I had to choose between the two, it will 100% always be the natty.
Yeah, and let me also back up a little bit and say this: Group of Five, you are not guaranteed anything in this. I don't think you don't deserve anything in this. If the Group of Five, they can have their own championship playoffs in this scenario. It doesn't matter to me. But if you're a Group of Five and you can finish in the top 15 or 16, then I would consider maybe letting you in this proposal. Bo, what do you think?
Um, all I want is meaningful college football. And at one time, what we're describing, the SEC championship, it did matter. The Big Ten championship mattered. Those mattered because those determined whether you're going to go to the Sugar Bowl, Rose Bowl. There was a lot of money at stake, and not only that, but a chance to play in those prestigious bowl games. At one time, the Poulan Weed Eater Independence Bowl was also a really good thing. But like all things change. Times change. And it's like we are meshing or continuing this archaic bowl system with a playoff system. And I understand there's a lot of dollars and there are still value in those games. And you can have the games. I don't have a problem with playing the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, things of that nature. But playing these conference championship games anymore, I mean, you're taking a big chance. I mean, these teams are taking a big chance. And I said this on the last show. They should only help, not hurt. And if you lose, like you didn't even play. But also too, you got to think injury. And that was my other point, was you might have to play 17 games. That's where somebody might only have to play, I don't know, 15. You know, they might not play in their SEC in their conference championship game, and then the way the dominoes fall, they might actually end up getting a bye. I mean, it could happen, and then lo and behold, then they've only got to win 3.